Welcome to Stanley Parable. Now, I'm so glad I get to play this game. I've been wanting to play this game ever since I was a kid. So, ever the end is never the end, is never the end, is never... What?
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how to push them, and in what order.
That
This is
sounds
what
boring.
employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
That sounds extremely boring.
Although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi.
That's weird.
Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of two
But he
open
turned into
doors, he entered
Springtrap
the
and
door on
literally
his
said,
left.
"I always come back."
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
I just want to see what will happen if I don't do what he says.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Bruh.
No,
Bruh.
no, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes.
Uh-oh.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Are we seriously restarting the... Why did I do that? Why did I actually do that?
All of his co-workers
Oh my
were
god.
gone. What could it mean?
Bro.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he
Dude,
had simply missed
I
a
had
memo.
to... Dude, this is so dumb. Oh my... Okay, I'm actually gonna follow orders so I don't have to restart the entire
When
game
Stanley-
again.
Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh.
What is going
Everything
on?
should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
What?
Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago.
What the
I know
heck?
for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
What? Okay, this is interesting. Said left, so... I'm guessing what? I should have listened. Huh? I should have listened. I honestly should have listened. I should have gone to the door on the left. I am an idiot. I admit that I am very much an idiot. Huh?
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been. I can promise you there definitely was a story here
But he
before.
ain't getting out now.
Do we need to restart the game again?
Please.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this.
Please, reader.
Okay, let's give it a shot. Why
Please.
not?
Please. Oh my god, this is confusing. I don't know. I should have listened. I honestly should have listened to him.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Please.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had
You
simply missed a memo.
Okay. There's no... Huh?
Okay, yep, it's worse.
Huh?
I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just...
Okay. Let's see. Is there anything? Nope. Dude, I made this game
Aha!
longer.
I
Oh.
knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our step.
Huh?
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley?
No.
Do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
What? That's insane.
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Oh, we're just gonna keep looping.
All right, I've got a solution.
Stanley
This time,
Parable
to make
Adventure
sure we don't
Line.
get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
What? Wait. What happens if I don't follow the line? Nope. Yeah, I'm following the line. Never mind. Never mind.
You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story?
What's
Simply
the
by
line
the
doing?
act of moving forward,
What's the
are we
what?
implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself?
I'm tweaking!
Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Just game's confusing. This game is confusing. Begin the game again, please. Oh my god. It's hurting my brain.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
There we go.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Oh my god, I'm tweaking.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, this looks right. No one's here.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845.
Oh.
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code.
What's going on?
Sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
This game is creeping me out.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
What?
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Am I actually gonna die? I think I died. Did I die? No, I didn't. What the heck is going on? I'm scared.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life
Okay, I'm
had
gonna
been of
die.
no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Okay, I'm dead. I'm gonna die. What?
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
I'm alive.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever.
Are you
What exactly
serious?
did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same.
What
Do you see
is
now?
going on?
Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
What is going on? You can't jump. No, seriously, we disabled it. You get your first trophy awarded for getting anything. New milestone reached. You've increased your trophy level. I think I should restart.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, I'm gonna do what the narrator tells me this time.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm gonna do what the narrator tells me, and I'm gonna listen.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his coming to a staircase.
I gotta
Stanley
go to my
walked
boss's
upstairs
office.
to his boss's office.
Gotta go to his office. Up here. Go over here. And wait for him to tell me the code.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was
Is it
once again
2845?
stunned to discover not an indicator. Stanley wondered aloud to note. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Okay, I'm gonna listen to the narrator. I'm gonna listen. Okay, I'm gonna go over here and listen to what the narrator says.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Dude, this is awesome. Okay.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking,
Facility
eating,
power.
working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Big red button. Can't press it? I want to press it. What is this thing? What'd that do? System power.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go. Turn the controls off and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex.
What?
How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
2?
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much.
34 seconds.
You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not?
Thank you, narrator.
These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh, dear me. What's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
Huh?
Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
This game is scaring me.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Okay, I'm actually gonna listen this time. I'm not gonna press no on button. I'm gonna listen.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
This game is trippy.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway.
The narrator's getting sick of it. Dude. Okay, there we go.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay, let's go. Mind control facility.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exist.
Okay. Turn it off like he said.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold?
Wait a minute.
But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go. what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Beat the game. Complete Stanley Is that really it? I doubt that is. That cannot be it. This cannot be it. Can't be it. Can't be it. I refuse to believe.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Has to be a way to get a key card somewhere. Blue door.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red... All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
What is this?
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul.
This game is very trippy.
You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look. Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Huh? Huh? This game is so confusing.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I'm back and is this still going on?
I supposedly beat the game, but there's more.
Stanley
I
was
know
so
there's
bad at
more.
following directions. It's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
I'm not gonna go through there.
Really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
Who?
She's been waiting.
Who?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
No.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone?
Yes, I
No,
did.
that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
Huh?
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you
Oh my
properly on
God.
safe decision-making in the real world.
Oh my-
Please observe
oh my
this
God.
helpful instructional video.
Are we
Choice.
are we
It's
serious?
the best part of
Are we
being
serious? Are we Are we serious?
a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous.
Oh my
For
God,
example,
this game is making me tweak.
a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates
Oh
food
my
shortages across the world.
God! This game is making me tweak out. Oh my God.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
game-
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
This game is making me tweak out.
This game gotta make you hallucinate. What the hell?
Bro, this game is insane.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting
guys,
room,
bad
and
news.
Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I'm starting to see
Now in
Freddy
this incredible
Fazbear on my
room,
walls.
Stanley, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on
And
his
hearing
left.
har har har.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your
think I'm
trust in
cooked.
someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep
Dude.
you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right.
No way, I got a wife.
Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your
Bruh.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
That's-
Who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to
That's
make
sad.
a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. This is a very sad
becoming
story about the
schizophrenic.
death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Oh wow.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now He's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
I'm not pressing anything. Not pressing anything. I'm not gonna press anything. I'm not. Nope. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Please press X to watch TV.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth.
What?
The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door.
What?
The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free.
This game is
Surely
making
there's
me
an
tweak
answer
out.
down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing
going
has
on?
changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets. The more he forgets which life is the real one.
I'm scared. I'm scared to press
And
the
I'm
button.
trying to tell him this. That in this world, he can never be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself.
Dude.
But he won't listen to me. He won't stop.
Dude.
Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Stanley.
Dude, this game is actually making me tweak out. I'm not pressing the button. I'm not gonna press it. I'm gonna see what happens.
Car.
Here, I'll press it.
You
whatever.
see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll
What?
understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself?
Dude.
How can I get him to
Dude.
see what I see? How
Dude.
can I make him look at himself?
Dude. 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 Oh my god.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I
Multidexis.
simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see.
Anything I can
Maybe
press?
this time. And I tried again.
Please
And Stanley
die.
pushed a button. And I tried again. and Stanley pushed a button.
What is going on? This game is making me tweak out. I swear to God.
Why was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned?
Dude.
He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
Dude, I'm tweaking.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay, I'm not gonna go that
Look,
way.
Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. I'm asking, this is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley.
Unplug the cord.
Oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on... All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it?
What?
Is this Stanley's office? When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Dude, I'm getting a headache. Like, honestly,
the lounge was grand, majestic, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Oh my god. I'm tweaking. I'm actually tweaking.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Dude.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
Why is this guy suffering so much?
What is this?
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
What's this?
If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy.
What if I just leave?
I actually feel happy. No, wait. Where are you going? Right. Where were we? Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
I want to see what's at the stairs.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Should I do it, guys? Should I do it? I'm gonna do it.
No!
Oh, I died.
Oh,
never mind.
thank God, you lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room?
Here you up. The light shades colors.
There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving. Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this. No. No, no, what are you doing? Do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
Boom.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
Uh-huh.
Yes, perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about.
It's changing color. Ah!
I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
I'm gonna leave again.
No, perhaps not. My God, is this really how much you dislike my game?
Oh.
That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it?
Oh.
You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correct?
No, I feel bad. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go this way. Nope. Boom.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours. Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my... I'm done. I'm not doing this. I'm done. I'm freaking done. Dude, this game is I said ya. Ah! This game is making me tweak. Ah! I'm done. I'm done. I've been doing this for an hour. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.